Jack Alves. Thank you, Jack.
Hi, we're with Jack Alves, one of the other major entertainers here in the Valley. And Jack, in the early days in the 70s, we saw some changes in drug culture and everything, and you were one of the founders of Teros. And would you like to comment about that and how that part of your life has changed you to what you are now?
Well, I'd like to correct you just momentarily. It was I was not one of the original founders. I was one of the original volunteers in the program.
You were a house manager, correct?
Well, I worked my way up to that.
Because I worked at Teros too, and you were saying that Joe Meserve, who took over at Teros, was just a volunteer like yourself.
Yeah, when I was a house manager, yeah. Teros gave me an opportunity to really do something meaningful with my time. Prior to my involvement with Teros, the things that I was doing with my time were not really very constructive. And this gave me an opportunity to serve my community and get involved with some people that needed some help and be able to do something worthwhile.
You do, when you play guitar, you do type styles that are obscure in a way. A lot of people know who Leo Kottke is and Leon Redbone. Can you care to comment how that's helped or hurt your career?
Well, I believe it's mainly helped. I wasn't exposed to these players until more musically knowledgeable people, than myself had given me the opportunity to hear their styles on record. As far as I'm concerned, Leo Kottke wrote the book on 12-string and how to open up different musical avenues to a player. Leon Redbone is a fellow I've appeared in concert with a number of times, and he's been very good for my career. It seems like his audience seems to understand and appreciate the instrumental attitude I take towards presenting music. So in that regard, I must say it's helped. I don't believe it's hurt.
You've worked for so many different people opening up for major talent. Could you bring up one of your most interesting experiences with, like, Charlie Daniels that we were talking about?
Working with Charlie Daniels is probably the best thing that's ever happened to my musical career. His whole organization is great people, just great people. We did 3 shows in 2 days back in 1978 or 79 at the Celebrity Theater here in Phoenix. And after his 3rd or 4th encore, and this is a week before Christmas, and it's the end of the tour, and the band is looking to break up and go home and celebrate Christmas, with their families. Charlie was nice enough to stop by my dressing room and give me a good old handshake and thank me for a job well done, and that couldn't have been a nicer experience for me. It was really great. It really made me feel good.
That's always good to have. You've opened for other major acts, like, would you care to comment on it?
Carla Bonoff was a great experience. I really admire, since I sing about as good as every 4th person in the phone book, Joel, I really appreciate fine singers, and Carla Bonoff is one of them. When I worked with her over at After the Gold Rush here in Tempe, she had a head and a chest cold, both of them real severe, and she managed to get out on that stage, and you would never know that she had any kind of respiratory problem. She sang like an angel. She was a real trooper.
A real pro.
And it's a great opportunity for a guy like myself to get these insights and to see how professional people prepare, for their shows and overcome these hardships and handicaps and continue with the show, Carla Bonoff is just one.
I know you've worked with many of them. If you had a couple words, what do you want to communicate with your music?
I want people to appreciate and get turned on to the instrument and the capability the instruments have. I play with a number of different guitars. I'll be featuring my 12-string guitar in tonight's presentation. I do have some old vintage guitars, and I want people to understand the magic of the instrument, not so much the player.